to yet another night of the Fragbite Masters. We are here with two fantastic best of threes tonight. But Anders, how you feeling about a little bit of Dane-on-Dane action?
It's a good way to start, isn't it? I mean, the best team in Denmark versus the second best team in Denmark. And last time they played, actually in this tournament, I think, when we saw them last in this tournament, it was like 16-14, wasn't it? It was really close. I think they played them like twice in that group.
Dude, Dignitas, they were just a touch salty that they didn't manage to pull it off because they were very close.
Yeah.
They were really close.
It's crazy action there. So, yeah, I mean, Pimp, he wants to see if he can't claim the number one spot there.
Dude, I mean, that's what we always see, right, with like the domestic matchups. Every time it is just down to the wire. I mean, DreamHack Tour just last week, LDLC White nearly took out Envy. Like, you know, French out of nowhere on that French clash, but at least in this one, you know, it always seems like Team Dignitas, they're nipping at TSM's heels. We'll see if we have more of that for tonight.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have the three maps, Cash, Inferno, and Mirage. I mean, Cash already, like, it's going to be a bit of a rough start for Team Dignitas, I think. Team SoloMid are looking really good on that map right now.
They are, and I mean, that was even the map that actually Dignitas picked. So, I mean, but it's hard, you know, they had to pick something, right? And no matter what you do, you're going to be picking, I think, into something that TSM are good at. Then TSM used to pick Inferno, and Mirage to the deciding map.
So let me get your thoughts on this. What do you think? Do you think TSM should have the third spot in the world right now?
You know,
I might be a little biased. I don't know.
It's a Dane, you know, it's tempting, isn't it? Yeah, I think they're really close to claiming that. Actually, I would say that they're close.
It's like neck and neck with Nip, right? It's kind of hard to say between the two of them. But Team SoloMid have just been so explosive lately in the tournaments that they've participated in, and they've like consistently beat Fnatic now. Yeah. So I'm kind of like on the edge of just thinking about this, like. Do we put them up there?
Well, I think we can take a look at TSM. In fact, guys, you guys don't know the lineup. It's Karrigan, Dupree, Device, KGMB, and then Sipnix or Sipex if you prefer. But really, that's too late, isn't it?
It's too late. He's Sipnix in my heart. Like I can't rewrite what's written there, Anders.
Yeah, Team SoloMid, definitely a powerful lineup here. Been you know, a little bit shaky in the beginning. Picking up Karrigan seemed like a really dodgy move. Nobody knew Karrigan at all as having any kind of talent doing in-game leading. The theory was, and I remember talking to Dupree about this when they were doing it, actually before they did it as well. He said to me, look, we're going to make this move. Don't tell anyone yet, obviously. But I was like, really? You're going to get rid of Fetish? Why? That was my reaction. I was like, I mean, I really enjoy Karrigan play matchmaking together and stuff. But I just thought this is a silly move. This is not going to work. But then he said, look, the thing is, Karrigan has like a 1.6 background. All of us are source players apart from Sipnix. We need like someone to have a different mentality going into it, especially on the T side. So I mean, I think they accomplished that by a pretty wide margin actually. So
right. I mean, that instant, it's like almost a meteoric rise after that. As soon as Karrigan joined up. I mean, and also just his style, the way that he approaches the game, especially on the T side. I mean, the guy's like pretty much the entry fragger every round. He just YOLOs in there with the Tech 9 and just starts wrecking face. He's also shown that he's a very versatile player for TSM. I mean, they had Device, they got Cajun, both of those guys can op, but then all of a sudden they have Karrigan there as well. Yeah. So they have like three very solid oppers. I mean, Device still the main opper, but all of a sudden Karrigan's showing that he's capable of using the AK, pistols, op. I mean, I'm not going to call him Wolfmeister, but he's proving to be a very versatile player.
I mean, in 1.6, Karrigan was like a pretty famous opera in that case. Like not the absolute top tier, but known for picking it up. So I guess it's just like it's come full circle at this point. But it's pretty well done. Now they're going to be playing the other Danish team, which is Dignitas here. Pimp, Nico, MSL, Kjaerbye, and AC.
Okay, so you have to help me here, Anders, because apparently I say Kjaerbye with a very like what was the word that they used in the thread? Pretentious. They spelled it PRO. But how do I not sound like a pretentious D-bag when I say Kjaerbye? Kjaerbye? Should I just be like Kjaerbye? Kirby? What? How do I not sound like an American then and just like be like Kjaerbye or something?
I'm trying to, that's the thing. I'm trying to figure out like a good way to help someone do it. Because even in Danish, there's like obviously very like differing like, you know, dialects. So you could really go like, could go a little bit crazy on it, but it's almost like, you know, when you say like so like like Kjaerbye.
Dude, this is like the other day too. I got my mind blown because I was asking somebody like, how do you say Anders, right? Because like Bumble was over at Gfinity. So I'm like, how do you say Anders really in Danish, right? And he's like, oh yeah, it doesn't even sound like Anders. I was like, really? Like, no. What do you mean? And he's like, yeah, it's like Anish or something. I was just like, what?
Well, it's better than when the Americans say it because they say Anders, or something.
Anders.
Yeah, something like that. Well, that's what it should be, isn't it? It should be like that's what it should be, but a lot of them don't.
Well, how would a Brit say it then? Anders? Anders. Careful spotted T. No, we're not even gonna
I guess
try this.
I don't know the key. Like not pronouncing the R's is like a classic British thing. So I don't know what a good way of doing it. Yeah, probably be more like that.
But then how do you say it in Danish?
Anas. Yeah,
I just keep wanting to say like you sound, I'm gonna call you an Anas now. You know, like Anas.
I can't help it. It's Danish is a weird language. Don't try and learn it. It's only like 5 million people that speak it anyway, and we're slowly transitioning to English anyway. Give us a couple of 100 years and we'll be there. Don't worry.
Now I just have this image of you as like my little prickly pineapple. You know, like
it's a Photoshop ready to be made right then. Right. I mean, I don't know. I want to say that these maps are really good for TSM. They're the favorite team without a doubt, but because of last time, because how close it was twice, like they almost beat them twice. I feel like this could be interesting. This could be fun times.
I mean, it feels like almost on any given night, right? Like we're getting so close now for Dignitas. They're so close to getting over the hump. If something goes wrong for TSM tonight, it really does feel like right now TSM just have to play their best to stave off Team Dignitas. Because if they don't, if they start missing shots, Dignitas are going to pounce.
If I had to come up with a buzzword for the Dignitas lineup, though, I think I would say like potential is like the most important one, because they're like almost all fairly young players, and they're just like they're not even close to like their prime in playing, which is really exciting. It means they're already doing super well. Pimp seems to be playing at a fairly like consistent level, like all the games he's playing in. He actually does some cool stuff. But I mean, AC and Kjaerbye too, they've got their moments and they seem to really be stepping it up. So I mean,
now, do you know why Pimp uses the dualies?
Why?
Apparently he explained. No. This isn't like a trick question.
Or anything.
I'm really just curious because like I was casting with Rich last week and he was like, apparently he explained it, and then I was like. But then he was but I can't really remember the reasoning. I'm like, well, thanks, Rich. That was really useful. Thanks for helping us out there, mate.
Two guns, twice as good as one.
Twice, right? Clearly, right?
If you're a pimp, you could be shooting one, and maybe you could do like a backhand slap with the other, like, get out of here. I don't know what the theory. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm waiting for the day when someone is going to suggest in the subreddit that you should be able to turn the pistol sideways and like go gangster with it. You should do that. You should do that and just like massively increase the recoil and just make like the spread all over the place. So you could do it if you want to, but it'll be ridiculous.
But then if you do it, you get like somehow just more armor pen or something like that. There's got to be a trade off. The spread is all over the place, but it's just like full on Hollywood where if you do hit like one bullet from a 9mm, the guy just goes back. He's like, and dies.
It could be. It could be.
Thoughts?
Right. Cache is the first map as well. Really exciting. In my opinion, a map that has like a lot of potential to be expanded upon. I feel like there's a lot of things that could be developed on Cache as it is right now.
Yeah, I wonder why you say that.
Yeah. I mean, actually, normally, because I was tweeting earlier that I found a really interesting spot on Cache. Normally, I'm always worried that someone else is going to find it as I'm doing the video. Like the worst possible scenario, you go on Reddit and someone else has found it and like, oh, well, I guess I'm too late. But this one, I'm absolutely sure no one will because it's so ridiculous. So we'll see.
Now everybody's going to be out and hunting right now.
Yeah, good luck. I'm almost sure that's not going to happen because it's too silly. Now look at this TSM, very aggressive double push into main. And already Device will pick up MSL, but they're coming through Squeak as well. Device with another kill going in, and Carrigan to take down Pimp. And now Device looking for a little bit more. He's already got the double, so he's got Carrigan, and Nico is alone, trying to stay alive, and he won't. No way out of this one in the corner. He's going to run for the smoke, and it will be a triple kill for Device. So decent start for TSM there. And Dupree shooting the C4 at the end.
Making a statement. I don't know. But like,
it won't blow up, by the way. You can't detonate.
You need electricity, right?
Electricity is the key,
Electricity, yeah. But, I mean, I think that comes pretty much to as hard as a close counter as possible. Or close counter, hard counter, right? Because TSM, they go in, like, clearly they've seen this before, because they go into A main, and you can already tell, like, wait a second, and they start backing off. Device is already looking towards Squeak. It felt like TSM knew exactly what was coming at them right from the get-go, so... Pretty much as hard a counter as you can get there from TSM, and now they've gone for a pretty decent follow-up buy on this as well. Dupree with that UMP, going to get caught in the side of the face by Kjaerbye, but Yeah, because you know I'm like, yeah, but okay, so yeah.
At this point, we need like a soundboard so that like you can just like do half the sentence and quickly check it, and it will like someone else will pronounce it, and then you can move on.
It's gonna be like a robotic voice too. Like, I'm just
Microsoft Anna is ready.
Every time I go through, instead of saying his name, I'm just gonna hit the button and then just keep casting.
It has to be Anna and not Sam, by the way, just to make it really weird. Yeah, I think that, you know, that last round definitely was a hard counter. This round, they ran into the UMP. They only got the 1 kill in, so nothing too exciting there. But yeah, I mean, that push only works if you can time getting into main and Squeak at the same time, and then main got slowed down. This time they're going to try and see if they can take down Sipnix, but he'll get a kill before he falls. Actually, this is a really good round for Dignitas already. They're going to get a bomb plant here as well, and they're getting a kill on Karrigan. What is going on for TSM?
Yeah, they're actually looking fantastic at this point. Cajun's going to get that incendiary, so that's pretty much going to force that man out into the open, but AC does succeed in doing quite a bit of damage to Cajun. So at this point, 2-on-3 scenario, Dupree and Cajun trying to close in on this. Dupree coming up through short, Cajun through CT, and they have a smoke for A main. Flash there to buy time as well, and he's going to just go rushing onto the site. Dupree getting caught in the side, however, by Nico. And this sets it up for Cajun, who does potentially have the time. He needs to get on this bomb fast, but he's not going to get lucky.
Oh, and he's going to get shut down by Nico, so nice job there. Double kill on him and Pimp, and Dignitas will pick up that round, making it 2-1, stealing it away by simply getting 2 good entries at that A bomb site. In spite of the submachine gun there on Sipnix and the fact that they had no armor, that still worked out beautifully.
And he just wasn't able to hit the shots there. So he took out 1, but then they just came jumping at him, basically. It's just this jump, and he just wasn't able to readjust his aim in time to get that second kill. Had he got the second kill, they probably would have stabilized their TSM, and it wouldn't have worked out so well for Dignitas. So just a key frag coming in there. TSM Karrigan, well, he's starting off strong, and Device holding up close. He's going to be able to swap out for an AK now as well. 2 quick kills going TSM's way. This is actually a bit of a rough spot for Dignitas to find themselves in here so early on in the round.
Yeah, and Karrigan with the glass cannon AWP, no armor on him at all. So, you know, getting that entry is really important when you've got that going on for you. Karrigan is going to get shut down, though. The lack of armor did not make a difference then. That was a headshot from an AK, and Kerry to take down Device as well. Dupree will pick up MSL. We are into a 2v3 now with just a minute left on the clock, so plenty of time for Dignitas to find their way out. And that angle is a bit too steep. You can actually shoot through that wall with an AWP, but you've got to have a more straight angle. You can't just do it at that kind of slope there.
Oh, that was like sexy opping coming out from Dupree. Staying alive, getting the initial pick and vents, falling back, hitting a really hard shot actually off that side. He just like peeked out for a split second and picked up that second kill. And then from the third one, basically, Pimp is locked into checkered room, and there isn't really too much he can do. So look at this. Oh, by the way, Bravo Boost, what's up?
That transition.
Oh yeah, look at that, man.
I mean, how long before someone photoshops all of Meister drinking this stuff? I'm just asking. Can we get someone on that already? By the way, it does actually taste pretty well. I'm not even just saying that because they're sponsoring this stuff, but we got a chance to taste it. It's actually pretty good. Grenade gonna rain on in. Sipnix trying to put a couple of shots through the wall here, and almost running out of bullets as well. He will pick up a kill, but then he goes down. Not the best position for Sipnix, it seems, and Kerry will pick up Device as well. This is a bit sloppy defense coming out from TSM. They should be able to lock this down much better.
They do actually take way too much damage here. And now AC's got that M4 to work with. If it weren't for the aim punch, he would have got that kill on Cajun. So way too close here for TSM. And this is what we're talking about. If TSM let up for even an instant, Dignitas, they're so hungry. And they know TSM so well that they are getting the punish in there. And they are coming just so close to taking these rounds. So 4-1 now. TSM doing a fantastic job staying in the lead at least. But Dignitas now have a big buy coming in here. So they have the AWP on Nico once again. Not too many nades to work with though. So they don't have any Molotovs to clear out angles. They only have a handful of flashes to work with right now, Dignitas. So this is going to come down to the shots more than anything for them.
Currently with a bit of a default spread, setting up all of them at, you can tell that they've got Pimp making sure that no one's going to be covering in for Squeak and sneaking up behind him. Kerry's covering outside of B. So this is just them basically making sure that that no one is sneaking up anywhere. And MSL up on the cinder blocks inside of A main. Dupree, though, is walking forward here, and he's going to have a good angle here. AK versus AWP Device to take down MSL. That was over at main by A, and it's a pretty awful start here for Dignitas. In spite of the fact that they had the setups to deal with all of this.
This is just like the last buy round for Dignitas, though. They get 2 guys picked off. Now we just go into a minute, and they only have 3 to work with. They actually lost 2 nades there as well that they can ill afford. I mean, that cannot be happening here for Dignitas. They need every nade at this point to get onto a bomb site. So they only have 2 smokes left here, and we'll see where they decide to use them. Still waiting patiently here, AZ, looking to see if he can pick off somebody from connector. Spots the man out, and Kerrigan is gone in a hail of bullets. Very nicely done there by AC. Such a tricky position that players have really started to use quite a bit now. So you would think that Kerrigan is going to start, you'd start pre-aiming that position at this point.
That will happen very soon. I like, that's almost guaranteed at this point. That's going to be like the new spot space you look for. But that doesn't mean it's a bad spot. Still a really cool spot here. Pimp to take down Sipnix. Are they fighting their way back? They almost line up. Pimp picking up one more kill. Now Dupree has to come in and try and clutch it here. Bomb goes down at 12 seconds left, and Dupree's got 2 flashbangs, a kit, and that AWP.
And there was another kill as well in CT in the meantime, so they do have that man advantage at this point. Dignitas, Dupree waiting over in CT, hoping that somebody's going to make a big mistake, basically, and try and take a peek against him. And that just should not happen here for Dignitas. You can see them just holding very well here behind quad boxes, behind forklift, but really not giving anything to Dupree at all. There just isn't anything that Dupree can do. Oh, apart from getting a parting shot, perhaps, but AC manages to get out of dodge. He's got that AWP for Nico in the next round, and they will be able to get a second round on the board here, Dignitas, starting from so far behind as well. Just incredible. And even actually, I put so much emphasis on the nades, but in the end, they actually waste a nade. They threw 2 smokes to cover the same position, so maybe a little nervous there, Dignitas, as far as the communication is concerned. That definitely wasn't clean, but it still got the job done versus TSM.
Yeah, I mean, it may be nerves, but I think it's also just, maybe just like a bit of an excited energy, because I think they also know how much, how close they are really to having a great first half here against TSM. If they win this round, almost going to be double eco for TSM more or less. And Pimp with a great headshot to start off with, taking down Kerrigan in the middle. Now they've got so much time to work with.
And Dignitas, I mean, speaking of which, they just aren't wasting it. They're going to go straight through into B. They might actually just go charging through the smoke. They're going to do just that, but it's MSL pushing into Checker to pick off Dupree. And it's only going to be one man who's even close here, Sipnix. He actually walks in to pick up Kerrigan's AWP, and he's going to back out, it looks like. They need to just basically hold on to the guns that they have, TSM, because you're right, they don't have any money to back this up. If they give these guns for free, they aren't going to be able to buy in the next round. So Cajun hoping to get something done here with this Mag 7, holding up close, but as far as Dignitas are concerned, they don't really have the money either. They can't really squander their resources. So they might send a couple players out to hunt to check these angles. As you can see, Pimp, being very careful here as he goes into mid. But they don't really have too much to fall back on. If they lose a lot of rifles here, it's going to be a bit of an awkward buy in the next round.
Surprised Cajun couldn't hear that. It sounded to us like Pimp was making a lot of noise, but maybe he was focused quite heavily on CT spawn. FAMAS and AWP left. It's really hard for TSM in the upcoming round to actually come up with a really good defense here. But I do wish, I wish they'd almost go aggressive with one or both of these rifles. Because if Dignitas try and play a slow round and you pick someone off like that, maybe even steal a gun for it, could definitely be a strong start. If you just hope that they're going to walk in where the AWP is, I don't know, that seems like a risk to me. So, love to see them try and pull something cool here.
We might see that actually. Device, it looks like he wants to head into B halls. They've been successful with the AWP in the past. He's not going to push, however. He elects to hold a bit more of a passive angle, so we'll see if Dignitas decide to push into his crosshairs. And we have Kirby over here in T-spawn, and he's supported by MSL as well, just on the edge of garage. MSL actually watching to make sure that nobody pushes up close here in mid. It is the case. Kerrigan is holding, but he's on the other side of that door, so MSL doesn't quite know yet that somebody's waiting around here. As far as Dignitas are concerned, it's still get mid control eventually. They've got the double boost going through here. MSL there to push through the main entrance, and this could set up quite nicely here for Dignitas. Kerrigan, is he going to get lucky basically? Is he going to be able to get some shots off before he gets flashed into oblivion?
Yeah, MSL is down there in the middle as well, so got to be really careful. That AK is waiting for him. Kerrigan in the corner. He's going to get a really good shot off before he gets taken out, but then Device drops Kirby. Still a favorable trade right now, even though Sipnix is very low on health. And they are going to make their way towards the bomb site. That might be a big mistake here. Look at the stack up from TSM. They've got 3 people here. In fact, one by truck, and Dupree going to go in for it. Maybe a little bit too nervous then. And Sipnix will take out one more. Can't finish it off, which means Device. Oh, he could try and clutch this one. It would be really risky.
Oh, he spotted the man go. He spotted him make his way back, so he knows that he's got somebody on his right. Flash to go through, and hits a sick shot. Device now, this is actually feasible for him. He's on this position fast enough. There's a kit there as well that he's trying to pick up. He gets it done there. And now realizes, wait a second, the bomb has been planted for A main. This could get tricky. There's the peek, there's the shot, and Device, what a clutch. 1v2 clutch coming through for the Star Offer, and that's exactly what we expect to see from him.
Yeah, that was really tricky, and Dignitas gonna hate themselves for losing that round. because they should have been able to play a lot more patiently then. This initial peek, I mean, the reason why AC takes this peek is because Nico's thrown on the flashbang. That's what they wanted to do, but when you got the bomb down in that position, it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So I don't think AC... I doubt that was communication. I think that was like an instinctive play by Nico, probably. Oh, sorry, by AC. And then, I don't know. I think if they had had a couple of more seconds to think about that one, they would have probably played it a bit differently.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be AC just feeling very confident, because at least as far as his personal level is concerned, it's definitely improved quite a bit recently over the past couple of months. Yeah. So that's also a feel thing, right? You're going to take that peek because you're so confident that you're going to win it. You can't really get in the way of that either. We'll just have to see if he can show restraint in the future. Peek there by Dupree, and he nearly gets picked off, so that was a bit pricey for him.
Yeah, and then the grenade dropping him from 34 down to 26. Cajun is going to have a big job on his hands here. Molotov goes in to force him back a little bit more, and the M4A1 here, 20 bullets, good headshot on one. Got to be careful they don't line it up. He will go down, and Dupree will fall, already tagged up quite a bit from earlier. Hard retake this time for the TSM crew. I mean,
now they realize that the bomb is already on that site, so Zipnik's not going to get anything from that spray. Device trying to clear out a bit of an angle here so he can work in close, and he is going to be able to get down into checker. 2 players holding in B halls, however. He peeks out and takes out Nico. Gets the second kill as well. This is it now. They have a man advantage going on to this retake, and they still have some days to work with if they need them. TSM, they've got the full control. It's down to Pimp now, the last man alive here for Dignitas, and the bomb is already getting defused. There's nothing he can do about this.
Oh, but I am very confused about that one. Because the bomb was planted for the other side of checkered, like for the main entrance. If he had gone, instead of going where Device is shooting now, if he had actually gone back where he threw the flashbang, he would have had the angle. He still had to fight 2 people. It wouldn't be easy. But he could have had the angle. I think that was miscommunication. That's where someone from Dignitas needs to call out. Or Pimps needs to ask, where's the bomb planted? Where do we plant for? That's probably just like a moment's hesitation. Because that bomb was not really a bad bomb plant at all. Oh man, that's upsetting. Now they've got armor and pistols here. They know they keep putting TSM on such a low economy. They just need to pick up around here.
And they're going on the A side as well, where they've been very successful so far with their eco plays. They close the door again. Nicely done there by Zipnix. That gives away his position, and Pimp is able to punish him. And Pimp actually, no, he runs out of bullets. 2 HP left on Device, and he's going to be able to pick up Kerrigan as well. Could get Device, but he's not going to land the shot. So Device just barely living through that round with 2 HP. Pimp, though, making it more expensive than TSM would have liked, getting those 2 kills at the end.
And let's be honest, Device should have gone down as well. He had 2 health, so, yeah, Pimp definitely angry that they smacked the door in his face like that. Just came out guns blazing. Now it's going to be 11th round coming up.
Pimp. Actually, no, I'm not even going to attempt to do a Danish accent. Like, that would just be a horrible idea. Pimp. Yeah. Pimp can get out there. I mean, Zipnix, with the spray through the smoke, manages to pick up AC, but then Nico takes out Kerrigan. It looks like Kerrigan was going for an aggressive peek into A main as well, so no joy there for TSM. And unfortunately, doesn't look like Kerrigan. I mean, Kerrigan had already committed at that point. Had they got that kill earlier in mid, Kerrigan wouldn't have taken that risk, and we would see TSM with the man advantage. But now it's completely shifted around. Although, as I say that, before I can even finish the sentence, we're into a 3-on-3. So still advantage Dignitas, but it is slight.
They've given up a lot of control on the A bomb side. I mean, if you're going to play a sort of a retake anywhere, you want to do it on A. Retaking B is a little bit more tricky, so don't blame them for that. And they've got still Device over there listening in, and he's essentially a one-man army at this point anyway, so why not let him just take care of business here. Bomb seems to be still sort of shuffling around in middle, but slowly making its way towards the B bomb site. And that's Dupree holding up here, and he's got the 1 flashbang. I do like the fact that Cajun's got a Molotov, though. If they take out Dupree, maybe Cajun can actually buy enough time with the Molotov. Like, they'll have to plant in basically one spot here if you can get the right Molotov down.
We'll see if they can actually manage that. 2 incendiaries as well. But the rotation's going to have to come in here quick from Device. Playing the angles, though, Dupree just bounces out behind that box, picks up the 1 member. He nearly takes out the second as well. That should have been a kill right there, however. Cajun B completely fluffing the shot. And Pimp now 5 HP left. Molotov gonna force him out. He's still alive. Somehow he manages to dodge the flames. There's 2 flashes here, and with 3 seconds left, he gets that bomb plant. Device, another clutch for him, however, manages to get the kill.
Yeah, but Pimp put him on 13 health. That was close to Pimp just taking out 3 and actually making that work. He's playing really well. He's got 11 kills.
How does Cajun not get the kill on Pimp, however, when he comes through that smoke? Pimp,
yeah,
he had like 5 HP. Cajun, he missed every shot, point blank.
I'm not sure what happened then. It looked really confusing, but it looked, I mean, maybe he just had like the wrong angle and somehow couldn't adjust quick enough. That did look crazy. I absolutely agree. It looked like that should have been a sure thing. Got to be moving into the 12th round. All AKs on Dignitas. Double AWP coming out from TSM. They want to see if they can close them out of this match, even though it's been looking really shaky for TSM right now. They still keep winning the rounds, even though it's close.
Yeah, that's the important bit. I mean, it means that they don't establish a strong economy, but at this point, Dignitas' timing is perfect, and Dupree just gets caught in that corner. Nice headshot there, though, by Cajun, and he's going to get a second one as well. Trading 2 for 2, that's not too shabby, actually. And TSM with a very quick rotation, and an early shot goes for Kerrigan. He manages to take out Kirby, so it is going to be Pimp and MSL, the last 2 alive here for Dignitas. And they do manage to sneak their way onto that side to get the bomb plant, so MSL going to make it happen here. Pimp already in position to cover him, but the Molotov, he is just a done man. And it's going to be down to Pimp again. Does he actually manage it? He will not. Tried to readjust his spray there, but it's not going to be good enough in the end.
Great retake, really impressive, and also Kerrigan, that one pickup that he got, really important. Stops the bomb from going down, means the pressure is still on Dignitas. The cockpit's working against them, so a lot of things really working out here. 9-3, this is madness.
Yeah, 19-2-6 for Device right now. Actually, he's just tearing them up. Pimp, not too far behind with 12-0 and 10, but doubling the runner-up on Dignitas. So a lot of this is coming down to Pimp right now, at least as far as the kills are concerned. Dignitas seem to be making the right calls, however, so it really is just TSM kind of getting these key shots in that make the difference for them.
It's hard to argue with the way Dignitas is doing things right now, because they keep getting into these 2v2, 1v1 situations. I mean, once you do that on Terra's side, how much can you really change up? I mean, the improvement there is so slight. You just gotta get that clutch in, and they've been falling short. And maybe that is also down to Device just picking up a couple of really crazy rounds to get that score. Kerrigan, you can see, you talked about pre-aiming the angle. I mean, this is really close to it. It's gonna be, yeah, there we go. Thanks, right Kerrigan. Thanks for helping us out, highlighting what we were just talking about.
I bet you AC goes up there as well. Smoke goes down, however.
Yeah, and that was a smoke collision as well. You could see Kerrigan getting stuck in it. There's nothing worse, is there? That's the worst feeling. Get off me, Smoke.
Seriously, as well, especially when you're trying to like push out or something, like heart attack moment right there.
The classic situation is obviously the dust to A long doors there. Just, you know, running right into some grenade, and all your teammates, they come up from behind to hug you, and you're hugging the grenade, and oh no. Quick trade, Dupree and Pimp both going down. Cajun will fall. Good opening. Cajun's been great in this bomb site, so they take him out. Definitely a strong start here. Spray through Sipnix. That is unreal. Taking out Nico, and he threw a grenade as well, and it was dead on. And now the retake is on. They've used all their grenades on the Dignitas side, except for the one flashbang here. Great angle from AC. Did he spot Device coming in? Still got the AK close range. They're going to take him out. Kerry playing in a smart position. Sipnix will get a kill, but should be a 3-1 here. It will be as well. And mid-air, following him nicely with the spray then. Dignitas going to pick up a 4th round. They're still in this game. They're still active. And if they can make this like 9-6, which is definitely a possibility. Look at the money on TSM here.
Yeah, and this is due to those key frags, right? This is due to how close it's been every single round for Dignitas. They're just maintaining so much pressure on TSM's economy. The TSM, they're going to go for the force buy as well. So a bit of a gamble coming through here on the 14th round from TSM. If they lose this force, they're going to be ecoing again. But they might just be feeling like, okay, we've actually got a bit of a lead right now. 9-6. 96 wouldn't be too bad a score actually for TSM to finish this half on. And Cajun long distance is actually going to be able to pick up that shot onto Kirby. So far, things looking pretty good here for TSM. And they're using the boost on a site. The happy boost? I don't want to call it the happy boost per se, but happy does like this boost.
Yeah, it's true, and we do it a lot. I think I've told this story before, but the first time I really saw it put into play was actually in the North American scene. Just to give a little bit of credit back to our American friends. Eternally struggling. AC to pick up to Pimp with a shot as well, and Kerrigan coming from behind. Look at this 5-7 action. That's going to be the end of it. Pimp not wanting any of the banana, and it's going to be up to Dupree. 1v2, trying to see if he can get in here. Great bomb plant position. He's trapped in as well. He's going to get a headshot nonetheless, and defuse once. Goes down to Pimp, who gets a triple. Nicely handled here from Pimp. Really good effort put in. Putting at 15. I mean, he's actually keeping up with Device. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly the driving force. That shot, the fact that he hits 2 shots like that, second one the headshot onto AC, that's just ludicrous.
Yeah.
Yeah, Device right now clearly in the lead with 20 kills, but this is definitely looking pretty decent here for Dignitas now. 9-5 the score going into the 15th round, and Dignitas, they're fully bought up. TSM, they have to go for the force buy. CZs, 5-7s, a single scout, and just a handful of nades here to put a stop to the Dignitas push, but AC, relentless, just manages to take over mid. Xyp9x will be there on the edge of the smoke, and somehow he picks off MSL, and this gets very awkward now for, well, I wanted to say it gets very awkward there, but Nico is watching from boost, so he does manage to pick off Cajun B, who was trying to peek in through vents.
Yeah, and that's huge, because that looked like it could have been a kill on the one terrorist that was sort of stuck in middle there. A little bit of confusion. Dupree playing close here. C-set 75 in hand. Kerry taking some damage, but staying alive. And yeah, 9-6 is looking very plausible at the moment. AC spraying wildly. Galil in hand, running and spraying. Only to stop and get the double tab there at the end, and 9-6 will be the scoreline. Great effort from Dignitas. Pretty impressed by their style here. I mean, they almost made it work pretty much every round in this game. And then, you know, as a result, they just kept doing it. They didn't question themselves. They just said, this is working. It's working, you know, 99% of the way. Let's just keep going. And they got a great first half out of it. So
yeah.
That's tough to do, though. I mean, if you're MSL, if you're doing the calling here, if you're saying, look, do it again, guys. Do it one more time. It's working. It's working. Do it one more time, right? And you end up losing, like, how many rounds did they lose in a row at some point? It's like 6 rounds, 7 rounds in a row?
I mean, it was pretty close, actually. 5 so far.
Oh, 5, right.
5 was the big run there for TSM.
So that's scary, right? At that point, you're not feeling good.
Exactly. I mean, that's where you start to feel it slipping away. But this is also the resilience that Dignitas have been showing. They managed to get through it and actually turn that into a decent half. 6 rounds now going into their CT side. It's feasible. And it looks like for TSM now, they're going to be setting up for a bit of a smoke execute here onto the A site. So to see how effective this is going to be. They do have the boost going here as well, Dignitas, so they're going to be looking for some targets to play with. And it's an identical rush almost, nearly coming out from TSM, the one that we saw from Dignitas in their pistol.
Yeah, but they get close to the site before they take the fight, and that makes a big difference here. Device, Xyp9x each picking off a kill. Nico charging in the back, great headshot, got 1 bullet left. Tries to pick up a Glock instead and keeps fighting. And he's close enough here. He had 1 burst fire in it, and it wasn't enough to get the kill. He literally had 3 bullets left. And now it is going to be a 2v2. Still big advantage right now for Dignitas. They have a lot of health left, but now that's all done with. KG lands a shot and gets a 2nd kill as well on MSL. And the round works out for TSM anyway, in spite of them having combined less than 40 health.
Yeah, like so low on both of those remaining players there. That's incredible that they actually comes that close in the pistol, even after with such a terrific start as well by TSM. Nico is like the hero for Dignitas that round. The fact that he does so much damage, gets the kills, he actually gave his team a shot at winning that. When at the beginning of that, I was just saying, okay, well, TSM, it's like the old freight train, man. They've left the station. They're rolling in.
Yeah.
That bomb. And now, I mean, it could very well continue here. Dignitas, this is a bit of a new tendency for them. Really not, choosing not to invest in the Kevlar. Instead, just going for some upgraded pistols here. The P250s, a single Deagle on Kjerby, and Kjerby.
MSL feeling a little bit outplayed then, because he actually got Molotov out of that back checkered corner and had to just kind of face the music there, but not going to work out. And in the meantime, no armor on anyone on Dignitas. That surprises me a bit. I feel like they usually at least buy on a couple of people. Don't think they have anything special planned. I feel like they just want the maximum amount of money for the 4th round, but still.
This is a stack, and with that AC effective to an extent, he manages to pick up the 1. Pimp, however, on this side, holding up close, and wow, Kerrigan just hits that shot instantly. No chance for Pimp to react there. So very clean work there by TSM, keeping most of their members alive, only really dropping the 1. So it's not going to be the end of the world as far as they're concerned. They should have noticed that there were no helmets on any of the targets that they took a fight with, though. So they will be taking note of that, TSM. They will have a bit of an idea of what Dignitas are up to. They should pace themselves a little bit here because they don't know if Dignitas are going to try and throw them off now. Dignitas actually managing to invest in a couple of nades here as well. So 11-6 the score going into the 18th round.
Still a fairly open game. I mean, this could go either way, although TSM do have a decent lead right now. They also tend to play pretty well on the T side, but Dignitas do too. And I don't know if exactly... I mean, actually taking that into consideration, Dignitas have had a lot of trouble on the CT side lately. So I would say... Yeah, I would say actually in light of that, this is probably swinging a bit in favor of TSM right now.
This again with the infiltration here from Device. And he just slaps MSL. MSL has not had any luck so far in the first 3 rounds on the CT side for Dignitas. And this is looking like a near flawless one. I nearly cursed them. Dupree nearly went down there, but Device and Dupree falling low, but they still live at the end of the round. So good money saved for TSM. And it's going into the first buy round now for Dignitas. And we can see that they have quite a few more nades than we're used to seeing, actually. That's the difference with them not buying the Kevlar in the rounds, not really investing in the nades too much, just trying to save for this one big round here. They have near full smokes across the board. It's only really Nico who's light, but he's got his AWP. Difference is that it's not a glass cannon AWP. He can actually afford to go for Kevlar. So this is the edge, basically, that Dignitas were looking for in this round.
Yeah, I mean, that does make a difference. You gotta hope that he doesn't run into Carrigan and gets headshot, or Pimp neither. You know, that's the one upsetting part when that one Galil's in play. Grenade over does just 7 damage, so maybe not too impressive, but still just putting Device a bit on notice up there. Standard spread coming out, but gotta wonder if they're gonna try and put a couple of grenades towards A. Sipnix is holding really far. It's the Molotov into vent, sorry, obviously. So, going to be able to clear that out.
And I like this. Look at this. Dupree in position to catch anybody. If there was somebody boosted up there, he would have been in position to get that kill. It's all in the details, essentially. Dupree taking a little bit of fire, but because of the silencer, he wouldn't have known where he was getting shot from. And it looks like TSM, once again, can gather up towards A here. They do have Device boosted up, but the smoke goes down a block-off connector. That's actually going to kind of somewhat blind Dignitas. They do have the rotation coming out now with Nico moving into CT. So do they have a smoke? Do they have everything they need here, TSM, to block him out?
Look at the time. 30 seconds left. They're going to have to move quick. The spray comes through. Kirby goes down as well. And now it's a 5v3. AC trying to stay alive. Great double kill. That's really difficult to do, but is it enough to save his team? I'm not sure. Bomb gets planted default, which is... I mean, that's a downgrade as compared to what Dignitas were doing on their T side, but it doesn't matter. They've got the manpower to stay inside the bomb site anyway. And Pimp is left alone, looking at best for a couple of exits here. Little bit, you know, scary when AC picks up a double like that, but it wasn't enough anyway.
Yeah, he basically needs to hold on to his gun. They're going to be broke. And that's going to put TSM up onto a 13th round here. Dignitas still sitting at 6, so definitely looking a little grim for the underdogs. But then this really shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, just because TSM also played fantastically on Cash yesterday. They played a best of 1 versus Flipside, and they completely mauled Flipside. So Dignitas and Flipside right now at a bit of a comparable level as far as the damage they're able to do versus the top teams. So you already have it there. Although I would put Dignitas ahead of Flipside still, you know. So we're not gonna go that far, but TSM showing that they're kind of on point on this map right now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a bit of a different scenario as to the one we had last time, where it was a really close matchup. It's starting to look a little bit more one-sided, and Dignitas are out of money as well. TSM quick into the middle, actually. They line up for Pimp. I think that was Device shooting Sipnix in the back as well, just trying to get that kill in. Dupree will pick up the 1, goes for a little bit more. Look at the game sense here. He's ready, but he goes down for the smoke. Nico just keeps shooting. MSL goes down instead, and now it's going to be a 2v2. Surprised that TSM actually even brought it back to this level here.
Absolutely. The fact that Kerrigan hits that shot, that's incredible. Coming out through the vents like that, MSL needed to get that kill in. Nico does have a Molotov for the back of the site, however, so it's going to leave Cajun with a little bit less room to maneuver, and they are trying to turn this into a bit of a split, and there you go. Kirby manages to infiltrate through the B halls, takes out Kerrigan looking the wrong way. Cajun takes the fight with the man on upper, however, that's Nico down. So into the one-on-one, and he steps out into the open and wins the duel versus Kirby. They just don't have anything going their way when it's coming to these clutch situations here, Dignitas. TSM have just won so many of them now at this point.
Nice flashbang here. I mean, even though Kirby actually didn't turn around for it, it's still the pressure, right? Because he obviously sees it out of the corner of your eyes. He knows that's happening, so there's just like a moment of panic there. That definitely helps Cajun get like a mental advantage anyway. 14-6. We're moving into the 21st round. Dignitas have got to step it up right now.
Yeah, they're just getting picked apart right now. I mean, they go for the force buy right now, of course, and AC is going to start off strong, taking out Device. So there we go. Now, the initial frag going Dignitas' way. They have that man advantage. We see them start to fall back, take a bit more of a passive approach. Now that they have the lead, they don't want to throw it away by going for any risky peeks. AC, we're looking at you. So we'll see if they can now just be very patient. The one issue now for Dignitas, though, is that they really couldn't afford many nades at all in this round. And I'm really surprised because 4 guys went for helmets on Dignitas' side. That could be 4 smoke grenades right there that they could be using in this round instead. So it is going to come down to the rifle work here for Dignitas.
You gotta hope for MSL's sake that they don't hard check this corner with a Molotov or any kind of grenade, because there is no way out alive if that happens. Grenade falls in. Is there gonna be a follow-up? Pimp has actually not got any flashbang, so they're just gonna have to wait. AC looking at the one kill there. Dupree sees it coming and takes him out. Pimp is gonna fall as well. Still the advantage with the Dignitas team, and AC making a bit of noise coming through the vent here. So they definitely know you can see Carrigan adjusting. He's gonna miss the shot. Still got a good angle here to keep them locked in. He's a little bit impatient and ends up dropping. So now Dupree in the back lines here. 1v3, bomb ticking away in front. They don't have a kit, but it doesn't matter.
Perfect timing on that flash from Nico, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been a glorious moment, because that flash worked perfectly for Carrigan, but then, or not for Carrigan, rather. Who was on the side?
Dupree.
No, Dupree. I mean, he hits his flash perfectly. He blinds two of the Dignitas members, but then Nico happens to throw a flash as well that just perfectly catches out Dupree. So they cancel each other out, and then just man advantage at that point. There's no way the Dignitas should lose that round. So well done there by the underdogs, managing to overwhelm TSM that time. 14-7 the score now, and Dignitas, at least they managed to get a round going here on their CT side. They will be able to full buy, and this time they have all the nades that they need. But the same can be said for TSM. TSM, because they managed to put so many rounds together, they had plenty of money to full buy, get everything that they wanted here. Cajun B even has the 8 MVP, which is interesting considering, you know, we kind of expect to see device hopping right now for TSM. Just seems like on cash it's a little bit more open for discussion as to who actually gets that sniper rifle.
Yeah, essentially who's feeling on point with it here. With still more than a minute left, it's Sipnik's being traded for Kebu. And we'll have to see if they can actually make it onto this site here. Look at Pimp. AC with a double kill as well. And Cajun is actually right behind AC, and he's going to go down instead. So triple kill there. I think that was maybe a no-scope from Kebu not hitting. 14-8. This is, I mean, the road back into this game here, the path for Dignitas is a really long and steep one, but it is doable. It can be done.
It can be done, yeah. If they can keep having rounds where they execute as cleanly as what we saw right there. AC with the triple kill, good flashes going in, setting it up, basically making it very difficult for TSM to invade that site. And those are the kinds of rounds that Dignitas need right now, and they've actually forced TSM into a bit of an awkward buy. Dupree, though, starting off with that deagle, picks up one. He could get shot in the side, however, he goes for the reload, and AC hits the perfect timing to get the punish on him. Smoke is about to clear an A main, and look at this. Zipmix, he's going to set up. The bomb flashes his way through onto that site. Zipmix already checking the angles. He fails to jump once, and that might have saved his life. But then Kerry comes in, not going to be able to get the second kill, and Kerrigan now has an M4 to work with.
All right, getting the reload in, and we'll drop AC. Unfortunately, it was a second late, because otherwise Device might have stayed alive. And Kerrigan, he wasn't feeling brave enough. He really wants to get the bomb down in an open position. Shadow is spotted by Pimp there, and the spray almost takes out Kerrigan, who's going to be dropped by MSL. So Cajun with a good shot there. Deagle in hand. 4 bullets left. Going to run for Pimp. Tries to jump. Oh, no, Cajun. You trying to make a show out of this? Pimp is trying to just bait him out with the defuse here. But the headshot comes through, and Cajun is going to take him out 15-8. Map point for TSM. If that jump shot had worked, I mean, I don't know. That would have been outrageous.
That would have been not. I'm not going to say some simple stuff there, but that would have been sick. But just the fact that, I mean, look at that's just, yeah, great. We get it. Well, we got the frag, but what's even more impressive than the frag is just the mind game that comes in. The fact that he spots out Pimp. He could have tried to be greedy and gone in behind Pimp, right? But instead, he just decides to play it safe, keeps dancing behind that box, and really just forces Pimp, gets that pressure going on Pimp, where Pimp is the one to make the mistake and try and rush things. So that's also experience right there, basically. You know, Cajun, many years under his belt, so that does make the difference in those clutch situations, and it will put TSM up on map point here. This is a best of 3, so we still have another one coming up, but TSM, they're poised now to take this map to go into Inferno next.
Which is the map that they picked as well, and they're really strong on it. Look at this opening here. Device Dupree, 1 kill each. AC trying to spot the top of Device head, but not going to be able to do so. Wow, last round here, not working out. Device with the triple kill, and a little bit upsetting maybe. You know, you want to make that last stand and see if you can't keep fighting, but they got shot out of this round in a couple of seconds. It means Pimp is all alone. I don't know what the best case scenario is here.
I'm kind of curious myself. I mean, best case is he gets a 1v5 with maybe like, what, 20 seconds left on that bomb? It's really not a whole lot of time to work with. And Smoke's going down as well. It's just like Pimp has no luck right now. They are just playing this perfectly. Device has a smoke. There's a Molotov on Kerrigan. All 5 players alive, and there it is, the final shot to go through, and Sipnix will be the one to claim that kill. But we see the map end with Device nearly dropping a 30 bomb right there.
Yeah, that's really, really impressive.
That's when you know that TSM, they're in great shape. If Device is leading the charge, if he's getting the kills, he's their point man.
Yeah.
He is their star.
Yeah, I mean, that was a star performance, really. But the rest of TSM also really good in line. No one was out really sort of doing horribly. Everyone was pretty much on point. Pimp trying to do the best that he could to carry on Dignitas through, but it wasn't quite enough there.
Yeah, just I mean, how many clutch rounds? I should have had like a piece of paper where you start noting it, right? You know, like 1, 2, 3, because I mean, it feels like nearly every round in that T side for Dignitas came down to some kind of 1v1. But we actually have, okay, so this is the full group. This is the consolidation match for Group A. This is the full group. So we can see that Navi went through into the upper bracket, already having defeated Team SoloMid 2-1, and Dignitas, they eliminated Penta from the tournament to get into this match. So that's where we stand right now as far as the group is concerned. There will be a different group. The second best of 3 is going to be from a different group tonight. That will be a winner match. So that's going to be between Fnatic and Team Acer. But as far as this match is concerned right now, TSM the heavy favorite, and now we see why, essentially. In those clutch situations, that's what makes a difference. You know, Dignitas, the underdogs, just couldn't actually keep it together in all those situations, basically, to get the win.
Yeah, so I mean, we sometimes say that it's like a deceptively one-sided scoreline. It wasn't even like super one-sided, but if some of those clutches had gone in favor of Dignitas earlier on, then there could have been a lot more spawn. I mean, that first half could have been like 9-6 in favor of Dignitas instead.
Exactly.
So you know, don't want to take anything away from TSM, but that's just, you know, it's a little bit closer than it seemed, really.
Well, I think, guys, we're going to take a very short break now before this next match comes up. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. Inferno is coming up next.